right, returning to the Musketeers. The last episode I enjoyed, though it was a little bit more of a straightforward, formulaic sort of episode. We've been teased so much about this Porthos Treville secret, Porthos's backstory, so I swear surely we must be getting into it pretty soon now. But yeah, loved the first half of this season. Let's get into the second. Nice shots. Whoa. Oof, yeah, creepy with those masks. They're a bit like those plague masks, right? Okay, are we getting into sort of astronomy related themes? The coin? Luck?
Senor...
Everything is alright with the world. When we hear that music, we see
as the Earth.
Those gentlemen riding in on horses.
Well, for the purposes of the experiment, you shall be the moon, and the Queen will be the Earth.
She took that as a slight. The Earth's alright, no? It's alright being the Earth.
For a moment, only darkness prevails. But then, as the moon moves on, the light slowly returns to the Earth.
Brilliant explanation.
It's a fitting metaphor, though, isn't it? That the King's light is currently being blocked by Milady de Winter and not reaching the Queen. Nice.
So it begins.
Okay, they're up to something. It seems like these royals are having a whale of a time. Well, some of them. The King is. King and Milady de Winter.
Can't help being nervous.
There's nothing to be scared of.
It's just a feeling.
Ooh, yeah, I'm starting to get that feeling as well. With those masks looking out. Oh, it's getting stormy. That's going to affect the eclipse. Surely hard to tell if there's an eclipse, if it's all cloud cover, all stormy.
Now I can stare at you without being dazzled, sire.
Oh, right. That was terrible. Just terrible, but it seems to work on him. The King's into it.
No intrusions, no visitors.
Yes, right. The Red Guard are basically replacing a lot of the Musketeers' work at the moment, right? Well, not for long. They're all just getting killed by these creepy masked people. Okay. Yeah, but that was... All right, that's what I assumed. I guess that was the implication with Treville being out of the job, is that... yeah, Rochefort and the Red Guard step in to fill that role. So, oh well. The Musketeers aren't totally out of the job, though, are they? They're coming along. They're still here protecting the King. Keen to see where this goes with the astrology stuff, astronomy stuff, and the eclipse. Again, it's a kind of a beat, a storyline, a theme that Robin Hood did nicely. So yeah, I'm keen. Oh, this is spectacular. It's cool that they constructed all this like in a church, in an old cathedral.
My wonderful device will allow your majesties to witness every detail.
I'll take downstairs. I'll check the other side.
Playing security, but they're not really checking who these masked people are. Surely that's a security risk. All of our favorite characters are here. This is quite a setup. Porthos, you're eyeing them, but like...
Our forefathers...
Put it together, they're a bit of a security threat, no?
Do we control our fate? Or are we merely the playthings of a power beyond understanding?
If I'd wanted a sermon, Mummy, I would have gone to church.
He loves it. He loves the attention. Control and destiny, Wow. The soundtrack's so different here. It's this wondrous, magical sort of vibe. Amazing, I love it. Wow. Okay. Right. What a time to do it. Middle of the eclipse, they're all very distracted. So this was all a setup to get the King.
There is no escape.
Okay, so these some more characters who have something against the king. They've been slighted in some way in the past. We've had quite a few villains coming in who are like that.
What did you say?
Have compassion. Let the baby and the women go.
That's quite a fall. Wow. Oh, Rochefort's straight on it as well. I love how much everyone reacted there. Immediate, massive disruption. And quite right too. If you see Aramis go out the window, you get upset.
I too know the anguish of bereavement, the powerlessness, the injustice.
Yeah, he's lost people.
I'll have your head for this. Take him with the other. That one can stay. The game must be witnessed.
Game, dividing people up.
You cared enough to defend him. Why?
Because I care about him. Because he's my friend.
And tie these friends together. They can bring each other comfort.
Bit of social engineering he's up to.
All right.
For the games to come. Oh, and we've got these two. Yeah, Porthos and Rochefort. Interesting pair.
Can you move?
Ah, stop!
That was quite funny how the camera pulled back.
Aramis will be all right.
Yeah.
Mad. The fall will have broken his neck.
You don't know Aramis.
However deluded.
If we're gonna get out of this, we'll have to work together. Agreed?
Agreed.
That long pause, considering his options. Doesn't have any other options. Got to work together.
Call.
For what purpose?
That is the fun of the game. You don't know, but you must call.
Not unless you tell me why.
Call correctly and you leave. And call wrong and you die. Is there someone here braver than your king? Someone willing to gamble everything for freedom?
I'll do it.
Milady, don't do it. Don't play his game.
I'm touched by your concern.
I order you not to risk your life, milady.
Well, perhaps I can help. I call heads.
She is brave.
You win.
And heads.
You may go.
I forbid it! If the king cannot have his freedom, no one can.
The rules must be obeyed.
I order you to stay, my lady!
If my men see the king's army approaching, everyone here will be dead by the time they dismount.
But still, the king doesn't seem to appreciate. Once she's out, perhaps there's some way she can help. The king just really didn't want her to leave, though. Wow. Oh, this music. Big and bold and romantic. Creepy. Okay.
Heads.
Okay, now we know how the game works. It is a simple game, like you said.
Give me another chance.
No second chances. Yep, so he means it. He's serious business. Thought she was gonna keep the tiara, the crown. Hey. Yeah, here we go. He made it. Landed on sand to cushion the fall. No, that's not sand. It's lucky a shard of glass didn't go through his face. Ah, yeah, that little bit of cloth. Lucky, lucky, lucky it was right there. If he didn't land on that, things would have been bad. We've got Aramis in the game.
We could get one of those hooks. We can prise these locks off.
And if we only had wings, we could fly out of the window.
Good scene.
We make our choices and then fate intervenes.
How could fate intervene? We all share the same fate, the same luck.
But some of us have the dice loaded in our favor by wealth and privilege. Some of you don't know what it is to make harsh choices.
All right, it's
In your
another one of these.
ease and comfort, you have never had to face them. Take them.
Not my son. I beg you not to harm him.
What are you going to do with them?
Only what fate decides.
Yeah, it's another one of these people who take issue with the class system. We've had a few villains like this who ultimately it's about their place in society and being just neglected and not thought of by the king. And so they have to go to desperate lengths to get their revenge. Oh man, Aramis still getting like the whole way around this building on this tiny little slippery ledge. Good man. They've got a whole big setup.
Free, and there'll be another one of these for you.
Bribery. That's a no for bribery. Not working.
We have the Musketeers to protect us. Aramis is dead. The fall.
Aramis's women. This is like Milady de Winter's theme at the moment, isn't it?
What? Never seen a woman before? From the look of you, probably not.
Oh man, she is on top of it. Milady de Winter, on fire.
You're the bravest woman I've ever known.
I didn't sign up for a mass slaughter.
You said you wanted to teach them a lesson.
How are we better than them?
Can't change how the world is made.
We can do anything if we dare, Constance.
Do you really believe that?
Always.
Time to make a choice, Your Majesty. Shall I send this man into room 1 or room 2? In one of them is your queen, her servant, and your son. In the other, 3 of your loyal courtiers.
Your Majesty, do not answer him. I will handle this. Do not answer him!
Sadly, the king's answer is the only one that matters.
Intense, man.
Cheat.
Oh, yeah.
Aramis is dead. The king is in terrible danger, but by all means, let's discuss my moral character. We have all day. Why don't you keep staring at me?
I'm surprised. For once, you actually seem to care about something other than yourself.
The king dies, I lose my position in court. It would be a catastrophe.
Forgive me for being naive.
Well, that is caring about something. I usually am someone who struggles with the sound of people talking while they're eating at the same time. But when someone's busy and on it, like Milady de Winter is at the moment, then I'm cool with it. All right, we're cooking here.
You can't mean it. You can't be so much of a monster.
I wasn't once, but this world made me one.
Same old story.
Fate will decide, and the king is the vehicle of fate.
How can I make such a choice when the stakes are so high?
Now you're learning the game. Choose, or I will send this man into both rooms.
Yeesh.
Another few inches would do it. 5 years in jail. That must have been tough. How'd you get through it?
There was a woman. The thought of her kept me alive.
I never had you down as the romantic type.
The queen, not the queen.
About me.
It is, isn't it?
She was married,
Yeah.
but her feelings for me haven't changed. One day she will be mine.
You'll have to sort her husband out first.
A minor detail.
Sounds like you've got it all planned out.
That's great. These two are great.
The first room or the second?
Did the queen actually ever love Rochefort? I'm not sure.
One.
You swore you would show mercy.
Have you forgotten their suffering?
You always intended it would end like this.
He's gone too radical. It's sad. The damaged people we see in this show. Good drama, though. Which room? The other room. I'm trying not to mention the music again every 2 minutes, but it is so on point at the moment. Bloody hell, they sold that moment so well. So those other loyal courtiers or whatever of the kings just got slaughtered. The stakes are high. And the king is going through it.
Who did you kill?
God damn you! Don't torment him!
The queen and your son are alive.
The way of phrasing that was not ideal. The queen and your son are alive.
This has nothing to do with fate. You murdered them.
I take no pleasure in their deaths.
What happened to you? What made you like this?
I had to make choices once. Impossible choices.
Impossible
Life for one,
choices.
death for another.
I love what we're seeing come out of D'Artagnan here. His humanity and his empathy, which we've always known, you know, he has so much of. He's such a sensitive hero, but in this context, in this situation, the way he's caring for everyone.
Quite the spectacle.
And there's Aramis's charisma. Just the true heart of D'Artagnan we're seeing come out is really wonderful.
Majesty,
We thought you were dead.
are you all unharmed?
We are quite well. Once again, you are my savior. You still wear it.
Always.
Thank God.
He's a lucky man.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. Forgetting myself. Your joy is understandable. I share it.
There it is. She's clocked onto it.
We have to get you.
Yes.
You cannot leave while the king is in danger.
His first concern will be the safety of the Dauphin.
Yeah. Just when that seemed so sweet and we were enjoying it, problems are coming.
What have you achieved?
A harmony in nature.
Oh, the king is going through every stage of grief.
If I'm going to die for a cause, I'd like to know what it is.
Yeah, you haven't even shared
Names Jabberwoy mean anything.
the point of all this. The king is not going to learn something unless you share the story.
One day the plague struck without warning. The plague was harsh, but it was burning itself out. Then orders came from the king. The village was to be blockaded to prevent the spread of infection.
But did supplies get in?
Have to be contained to save other lives.
Food should have been left for us, but it never came. It wasn't infection that killed us.
Starvation. Yeah.
I had to choose who would get the scraps of food I scavenged. Choose who should live and die. I only had enough food for one of my dying boys. So I tossed a coin and let fate decide.
That's where the coin comes from.
My youngest was saved. But a week later, he died anyway.
Rough, man. Rough stuff. But, of course, some would say the king, you know, that's the kind of choice the king has to make. He was, in some ways, making a choice in favor of the many rather than the few. But the fact that no supplies were getting in and they all died of hunger, that's...
Never keep a lady waiting.
Oi!
Try from your side.
Look at this trio coming to save us. Milady de Winter, Treville, and Athos. New kind of team. I'm loving it. Oh, so close. Good news is your arms are going to be longer after all this. Ooh. Or broken.
Couldn't get a glass of wine, could I? Bit parched.
Nicely done.
What's she doing here?
She's helping us.
You'll have to explain that to me later.
Yeah. Good fun. Here we go. More games, and they don't know that they're just moments away from being rescued.
God was watching over you, Your Majesty.
God and the Musketeers.
How's the king?
It's all very charming. Oh man, I'm stressed. I love how this is a bit bottle episode-ish. It's really fun, this pressure cooker. I mean, it's not a bottle episode, but sticking all these characters together, close proximity, challenging them, stressing them out, pushing them to the brink. It's beautiful.
You never intended for us to leave, did you? You mean for us to die here?
Untie her.
No, you can't. You can't. Listen up. Why? What has she ever done to you?
Nothing. She is an innocent, as my children were.
Oh, Your Majesty, I beg you, don't call. Don't make his call. Don't.
Tails.
No, Marmion, wait. Please, wait! Please.
Think of your wife and children and how they would judge you now.
She's right, Jack.
Take me, my life for hers. You wanted a life, take mine.
No, D'Artagnan.
You think I can just stand there and watch you die? I won't do it. I can't do it.
Let us test your resolve. You are free to go. Yes, I offer you your release.
Ah,
The rest of your life in careless freedom.
this is good stuff. He won't do it.
D'Artagnan, go get help.
Not a chance.
There is no need for your sacrifice. You can live.
I've made my offer.
You would die for her. Why?
Because I love her.
One life for another? Why not?
There it is. That's, yep.
It was my choice, brother.
Yeah, choice. Choice trumped chance. Teaching himself a lesson now. That's sad.
Attack on my command. Yes, Captain.
Yes, Captain.
One.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I don't like this game.
Call correctly and you all leave. If the king set his face up, he dies.
Ah, pull that rope. Yes. Just in the nick of time. As always. It's fun to have D'Artagnan and Constance fighting together. And then Milady de Winter just saved Athos. Oh.
Where's Marmion? Find him! I want his head!
Oh man. Huh. I thought the king would be fine with Milady again after he realized that she came back to rescue him. But no, he was really upset by the fact she left. Wow, the king really felt that betrayed. I heard someone talking recently about the reasons young children shouldn't be exposed to violence, and it's largely because it normalizes it and just makes violence more commonplace. And I feel like that's the same with the king. I mean, the king is childlike, he's immature, and I feel like the more situations like this he gets in, the more deadly situations, the more trauma, I feel like, yeah, he's just becoming more violent himself, and that's scary.
While you encouraged that madman to gamble with my life, I had to stall him, sire. It's all I could think of.
What?
I admit you played a brave part, but it was a very dangerous game. You deserted your king, madame. And you are dressed like a man.
I risked my life to get help.
Wow.
Vacate your rooms in the Louvre immediately. Rochefort, come. We must discuss how I can be better protected.
Wow, the king taking all the wrong lessons from all this. That's gotta hurt.
So that is the reward for virtue, to be left with nothing.
Not entirely. You have my respect.
Once upon a time, that might have been important to me.
Oh, why am I liking these two together all of a sudden? And I just remembered that Catherine's out there somewhere coming to kill Milady de Winter, so that's still coming. Man, all these new lines being drawn of new partnerships, but, we've still got our old friends here.
Too much in my service, Constance.
Good friends. But her in the background. Oh, no. She's a wild card now, because she feels spurned by Aramis. King and the Queen coming back together after trauma. They always have these sweet moments in the end.
These days, they seem to be hiding around every corner.
The look Rochefort gives her. Rochefort's version of loving is quite terrifying. Yeah. Aww. That's sad that it's gonna be that way. Nice shot. They've been through a lot. They went through a lot this episode.
I love you.
I know.
This is my life, and I want to spend the rest of it with you.
Do I get a say in this?
And everyone's watching, all of our favorite people smiling on.
Is that young woman married?
Yes, sir. I believe she is.
Hope for everybody. I'm just overwhelmed by that. That's overwhelmingly nice. Wow, okay. That was one of my favorite episodes of this show, I think. Just delightful. What a saccharine ending in the best way. Just filled me up with warmth and love and delight. Constance did it. Constance chose. She decided to, stuff Chance. And it's all thematically, embedded in the episode. She said, stuff Chance, stuff the hand I've been dealt. I'm making a choice. And my choice is D'Artagnan. Really, really sweet. I quite enjoyed the theme throughout of the whole kind of, what was his name? Jacques Marion? Jacques, the villain. His whole thing about the unfairness of Chance, which he'd kind of twisted in his mind into a, weird kind of persecution mania, and then channeled it into a desire for revenge against the king in particular, which, I thought was a good time. I enjoyed that character, Marmion, I think. But I must say, I don't know, the performer, the actor, didn't totally work for me there. I don't know, it was... The way he was played was just a little bit extra. I mean, he grew on me over the episode, but one of the few guest performers in this show who I didn't think came in with a completely outstanding performance, which we usually get. It was good, but it just, some of those emotional bits. He seemed more like a numbed madman than anything else, and I kind of wanted more layers of yes, he's a madman, but also he's got all this genuine hurt and pain, and I feel we didn't get all sides of that. I didn't think. But I enjoyed his story, but mostly I enjoyed what this episode did, using that as a template for a little bit of a faux bottle episode, sticking a lot of our characters into great combinations in high pressure cooker situations. The king going through all this stress again, and like I said, unfortunately, I think, all of these situations the king gets into are just making him more of a radical, more potentially violent, more in Rochefort's court. I can't believe the Musketeers work so hard to save his life, but after each episode, he's like, Musketeers, why did you let that happen? And they're just shaking their heads. And Rochefort is growing in power more and more. Some sweet moments, again, between characters like Aramis and the Queen. But unfortunately, Marguerite now has clocked on to the fact that Aramis and the Queen are a thing, and she even clocked how they looked at the baby, and maybe there's something there, and that's just going to be trouble. And that sucks, because for a little while there, it was all lovely. Aramis got to make cutesy faces at the Queen, have a lovely son with the Queen, and be having an affair with Marguerite on the side. So that was just kind of nice for everyone, but it's not going to last. But Athos and Milady de Winter even, didn't hate each other in this episode. Got a little bit of respect back for each other, which is something. And Milady de Winter was very likable in this episode. She was all action. She was right on it. She was running over to get Treville to come and help. And what was her reward? Getting kicked out of the palace, basically. So we'll see where that leads. Is she going to try and ingratiate herself more with the Musketeers? Interesting times. And of course, D'Artagnan and Constance are together again, properly together again. And we'll see where that leads, because Mustache hasn't been so much of a antagonistic presence in this season, but I'm sure we haven't seen the last of him. The only other thing I wanted to mention, I think, is this episode reminded me a little bit of the movie Heretic, just because I saw it a couple of days ago, and I won't talk about it much because I don't want to spoil it or anything, but our villain in this, concocting this situation with his strong beliefs and mindset that he wants to kind of impart and test on his victims. It just reminded me of Heretic, which is an interesting movie. I recommend it. That'll do it. There were just so many moments in this episode when I felt the great tension of the situations in that little cathedral where, Spoonerism, where these coin toss games were putting our beloved characters in such great peril, the danger being performed brilliantly by our lead cast. Yeah, I just had so many moments of being totally absorbed in the tension, and then these other moments of being totally just overwhelmed by the loveliness of some of these connections, like the very end of the episode. So really just an outstanding episode. Brilliant stuff. Maybe my favorite of the season. I'll have to, at the end of the season, I'll think about all the episodes and actually compare them, but man, it's up there. This is one of the best, and I'm having such a good time with it. It's unreal. Comfort show to the max. So that'll do it for now. Thanks again for being here with me, watching it with me, and sharing your passion with me. Until the next time, Tomity out.